Dr. Judith Rolfs here. I'm so excited to talk to you about this topic today because, as you know, if you've been watching any of my YouTubes, I am so passionate about happy families, strong marriages, wonderful connections between husbands and wives. And so this YouTube is going to be 3 tips, 3 secrets for having a successful marriage relationship. And the first one is to remember that once you are married, once the I do's have happened, that life is not all about you anymore. All of your decisions, you take into consideration the existence of another person, of your mate, and you want to know, what do they want to do? How do they feel about this? And this can be very difficult, particularly if you've had a big, super wedding with lots of guests and activities, and you made all these decisions about how everything was going to flow, and everyone is catering to you. And then after that comes the honeymoon, and then real life sets in, and you are no longer the center of all attention. But you do need to continue to be the center of one person's attention, and that is your spouse, and give them your attention. So, as I said, looking to them in all of the decisions, all of the activities that you have, making sure that they are a strong focus in everything. And I've seen in divorce situations where all of a sudden, once the marriage happens, it's like going into their own activities, each of the members of the couple, and then they forget about being unified in all of this. So it's not all about you. And number 2 is to keep that admiration and respect for that other person, even in the down days, because there will be some when one of you is off, you're just not at the top of your game, or something's happened that wasn't pleasant at work. And those are the times it's so awesome that you have this mate that you can share with and that will be supportive of you and be your listening ear and will really want to know the details of a situation and how they can help you process that through. Or maybe you don't want to talk about it, but they can be kind and tender and suggest activities or quiet times that you can share together until you are back to your normal level of operations. And this is why marriage is a commitment. And that's when the commitment is so important, when one of you is just not having the most wonderful, sparkling, star life at that time. And then the third tip, this third secret, is to always be looking for new ways to show your love to your partner, and also new activities that you can enjoy together. Activities or new friendships, new relationships, but to be building together and to be constantly looking for new opportunities so that you don't have stagnation set in, because we have a wonderful world and so many activities that we can explore. And of course our life is expanded if children enter the picture, and which is a whole new dynamic, and I have YouTubes about that, of course, as well. But I'm just talking about the relationship now between the two of you, because marriage is a physical, emotional, and spiritual union. It's a union of 2 hearts and 2 bodies, and we need to be mindful of keeping all of those areas strong in our marriage, and to know that we are those kind of beings. And of course, you know, I always recommend being tuned in spiritually and remembering that God is in your marriage too, that there's really 3 of you that want this to be successful, not just successful though, but joyful as well. And God is going to help you along those lines. You will have peace and you can have inner joy, and that is translated and seeps right into your marriage relationship as well. So those are the secrets for a wonderful, wonderful marriage. Number 1, I will recap them. Remembering the focus is not about you, to put the focus on your spouse. And number 2, to have that admiration, respect, the enthusiasm when you are in the presence of your spouse, whether it's been an up day or a down day. This is your time, that you are this unit of joy in the world. And remembering that that's the commitment that you have made to one another. And the third is to be looking for new ways to keep the joy and the excitement in your relationship. So as a family counselor, I've worked with couples, countless couples of all ages. And I know that these tips work whether you are just newlywed coming from that big hoopla gala of a wedding, or whether you have been married for 40 years, that these 3 secrets continue to have application and have power. So I hope you will experiment with them in your own life. And if you have found these helpful and think that someone else you know could benefit, please like the YouTube so that others can find it more easily. And as I always close with my wish for you, my desire is that you will have an awesome, awesome, awesome week. But with these tips, I want you to have an awesome, awesome marriage for all the years of your life. And thank you for listening. It's always a delight.